On behalf of all the state chairmen that conducted free, fair, credible primaries in their various states, and having adopted President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan as his sole presidential candidate, I hereby move that this special convention do ratify the motion.
Nobody is sleeping inside to come and hit you, come and run election. It's not correct. Either you have shown signal that you are tested. Either you have shown signal that you are tested.
So perhaps he showed
His silence.
Why
not wait?
His silence is seen as consent.
You ask me a question.
Okay.
I'll give Nigerian the opportunity to hear from me. First of all, there's no faction. You encourage factions. You media? No, what I mean are you media. Let me tell you why you encourage factions. You see, that's why when you see criminality, when you see something that will cause breach of peace, stop it at that time. Stop it at that time. PDP, we have been in battles. We have litigated up to Supreme Court. All of you were the ones who said, let us wait for Supreme Court. Let us wait for Supreme Court. Supreme Court has now come out to give a verdict which you appealed against. You lost at the Federal High Court. You went to Court of Appeal. You lost at the Court of Appeal. You went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court now gave their findings. You've come again to talk, oh, that's not what the president was said. You have not come to us, my brother. Let us tell ourselves, who are those sponsoring this? Why is Sheima Kende today? 8 p.m., right? Where's Baba today? No, please, don't be doing this. It's not fair. Don't say 8 p.m. PDP. Don't do this. It's not fair. There's no law that said 8 p.m. PDP. There's no law. We don't have any party called 8 p.m. PDP. So let us not be encouraging things. Baba today is 8 p.m., right? If there was such a thing, why would they leave them to go and run election in 8 p.m.? Who is in the one you call to Rakiva now? Which office? Where is the PDP secretariat? Where is the PDP secretariat? Are they not occupying the PDP secretariat? Certainly yes. No secretariat can be in somebody's room. By the IMEC guideline, and the IMEC must know the secretariat of every political party. And the secretariat will be boldly written. PDP secretariat is at Wadata. The leadership of PDP is in Wadata. If you want to transact business with PDP, you go to Wadata. You don't go to anybody's personal house, chambers.
Are you taking a dig at Dixon and NDC?
No. See, this is you are the one. You are the one. No. With due respect, NDC has a secretary boldly written. Whether somebody must own the house, somebody may rent it. That's what I'm saying. That is NDC. So I don't say I'm thinking of Dixon before you introduce another chapter. Now, the court has given judgment, and we are there. Transacting business. You see people going there to buy farms. There's somebody, a criminal somewhere. Why have they not sued me up to today? Now, people say, oh, we can stop them. I owe a duty not allow breach of peace in this city. I owe a duty to protect lives and property. I owe a duty to make sure economic activities thrive without molestation. If people have written to me to say, look, we have done our congresses as allowed by law. We are hearing that some people want to use our name again to go and hold Congress. There's no two PDP. It's only one PDP. And recognized by the electoral umpire as created by law. Any party or what is called faction. If you have faction, it is what they call faction. If you have faction not recognized by INEC, too bad for you. Too bad. Because at the end of the day, you will submit the names of your candidates to INEC. At the end of the day, INEC will provide for you nomination forms to give to your candidates. Right? Where did you saw PDP, where they are doing congresses, all the states. Where did you see these people do Congress in any state? Where they want to ratify Jonathan's? This Jonathan ever one day say he will run? Okay, take for that. When Sandy Ono was given something, he spoke. Did he not speak to a hearing? Did you come by proxy? What are we talking about? What are we encouraging? If Jonathan is a former president, with due respect, people should respect position. People should respect age. You do not, whether Jonathan is interested, is not interested. In Nigerian politics, we don't see you, sir, in Nigerian politics, in our pattern, we don't see you as a candidate by body language. Nobody knows a candidate by body language. A candidate is the one who was an aspirant, who has aspired and have contested, and who say you have won, results have been declared, therefore we issue you certificate of return. It is not by we are going to ratify Jonathan. Where is Jonathan? Has he spoken to you one day? So people should stop. Some people are those you should arrest. Police should say, listen, you are causing crisis in our polity. Don't do what you are doing. These same people are in court now. I heard of appeal, their matters on the 3rd of June. Why not be patient? We here said we will take laws into our hand. I will not allow any breach of peace in this city. I will not allow it. I owe that duty. You cannot be causing crisis. You cannot. If I've allowed them to use that, people can come there to attack them. People can come there to fight. And then you say, there's problem in Abuja. Where's the problem? When I've known that you want to cause the problem, I owe a duty to stop you causing that problem.
All right. Leo, your
question. I was alluding to your role in the government, the federal government, and then
democracy was still being reduced to this. I thank God that I'm one of the founding fathers of this party, and PDP is a legacy party. Yes. We were the ones who did the transition to democracy in Nigeria. When we negotiated with the military government in 1998, believe you me, it was so serious that we were not going to agree to be part of a transition program as civilian political leaders unless 3 things happened. And our argument was so serious, our position was so serious, that I remember that Dr. Kofi Annan, you remember him, the Secretary General of the UN at that time, came all the way from New York to chair that meeting between us and the government of the day. The meeting was held at the Nikon Hilton. I remember it very clearly. And 3 distinguished Nigerians represented the political class. Dr. Alex Ekweme, of blessed memory, Senator Abraham Adesanya, of blessed memory, and myself, Professor Jerry Gana, still on this side. But I'm sad on this side, I'm still very, very sad that after so many years of development in Nigeria, we are still being reduced to this under democracy. The first thing we are insisting is that we are not going to be part of the transition program unless the Electoral Commission became the independent National Electoral Commission.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, after so many years of development, is INEC now independent? No. We insisted and they agreed. That's how the name, you remember, most of you remember that before we had the National Electoral Commission. We were the ones who said, now look, we have to have independent National Electoral Commission. And believe me, for a number of years, at least when the PDP was in power, INEC did their best to be independent. Today's INEC is not independent. Today's INEC is really a mess. And if you don't have a good empire, you can't have good elections. Yes. And democracy cannot survive if you can't have good elections.
Undeniable fact that all the roads and routes to A-class had been barricaded by policemen. We had spoken to one of the senior police officers here on the ground, and then we did ask, are policemen here in line with our letter to the Commissioner of Police, FCT, to give us protection to do our event, or are they here to prevent us as threatened by the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. And she had responded in a very polite manner to say, while they are not here at our instance, they are here to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. But we understood the language. And as law-abiding individuals and leaders, we feel that we will not make the work of the police difficult. We are aware that there are certain undesirable elements. Some talks had been hired, and they are hiding close by with a view to create mayhem, with a view to disturbing public peace so that it will be ascribed to us. So we are not insisting on moving into the A-class event center. Even though we have a valid and subsisting contract between us and them. In any case, the event for the day had been done. President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has been adopted as our presidential candidate. PDP! So I want to urge on our leaders and elders and distinguished party men and women, especially our delegates for this 2026 special national convention, to say the deed indeed has been done. So this will bring us to the end of this special convention. There is a lot of work ahead of us, but we want to say, without missing words, that PDP is a registered party. We have every right as citizens of this country to come together to conduct our activities in line with the provisions of the law. The Constitution has given us right, the Electoral Act has given us right, and INEC, which is the regulator of the activities of political parties in this country, is aware that we are going to have this function today. And so anybody, no matter how highly placed, no matter how highly opinionated they may be about themselves, or no matter how they think that they can use their positions to